Hi guys, DJ Jack is back with you here real quick with another video. And in this video, I wanted to do a review. 2 nights ago, I watched the movie Madam Web, and my review is probably not going to be very positive about this movie because and no offense, there is going to be some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the Madam Web movie on Netflix, definitely want to go back out of this video now and go watch that before you watch this spoiler video. Okay, let's get into it. My review about Madam Web. I was just not really pleased how the fight scene, basically at the very end, at the final fight scene, she didn't really have her powers yet, and the bad guy, like the bad spider hero character, whoever it was a spider villain, kept fighting her, and and Madam Web kept losing because she didn't have her powers, and they were on a bridge or something. She brought these other girls because these 3 girls were in the villain's mind in where he could see the future, and in the future they turn into spider people too, and they end up trying to kill the bad guy. And even though in their timeline where he's seeing this, they're only teenagers, but he sees them as adults in the future with his mind, and he's trying to get these girls, and Madam Web is basically trying to protect these 3 girls, even though she doesn't always sound like she's trying to protect them. She's kind of yelling at them, but it's like, when she finally at the very end finds out about what happened what happened basically, and how she got her powers, and how her mom died, and at the very beginning and she went back to where she came from, where she was born, to see the whole story of how to control what she has with her powers. But at the very end of the final battle scene, I just gotta say, they were up on a bridge or something, and the bridge was collapsing, and then everything was coming down. It's like there was no really big fight scene between them. The final fight scene was just basically where she got defeated by the bad guy. Basically, the bad guy did die, but she didn't really have her powers. She kind of fell down into the water. Her mom came back as a ghost and saved her and brought her up back up to land, and then she did end up pushing the bridge or something down on the bad guy, and the bad guy ended up dying. But I just don't like how she didn't have her web things, she didn't have her goggles like we're used to, and she didn't get those stuff until the very end of the movie. That's what I don't like about what Sony messed up. And they were on Grand Central Station train or something, and Madam Web could see, basically, and sense in her mind, and could see the bad guy trying to kill these girls that she's trying to protect. And all of a sudden, they don't know what's going on at first, and she has to kick them off the train because the bad guys come in and trying to kill these girls, because the bad guy can see in his mind and read the mind in the future and see the future, what happens and what's going to happen next. And yeah, the movie was not really great. I mean, I'm sorry, but the movie really, Sony did not do a good job with this movie. She should have had her powers. She should have been out there trying to stop the guy. And she just basically, he got defeated. And then all of a sudden she came back up because she was saved. And Madam Web finally got her chance to fight the bad guy. I mean, they all kind of did it, and together as a team. But it's like Madam Web didn't really have her powers yet, where she didn't have the goggles until the last minute of the very last scene of the movie is when she got her goggles and she officially got her whole thing. This is what I don't like about it, Sony. You need to have give her powers. Have her be what we are used to with Madam Web. This Madam Web story was just horrible. Horrible told. That was just they should have had more should have redid the fight scene and should have had a real actual like back and forth. It's like Madam Web should have had her powers. She should have had the goggles. She should have been able to travel. She should have had her suit, and she didn't. All she could do is like see the future in her mind, and all of a sudden she's trying to save them and the girls and the fight scene wasn't that good. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of was not a fan of Madam Web. I mean, if you want to go watch it, you can, but guys, trust me, this movie Sony did not do a good job. In my opinion, I did not like it. So this is a bad review by me by Madam Web. I just was not a fan. But please let me know what you thought about Madam Web in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button. We'll talk again real soon.